hope everybody's having a really good week this week. So this week, what's popping and dropping is a Tiki Bar Pop Up. Isn't that cute? I just love it. And I love this little roof we got here, and we're going to add some other things to it. So let's head over to Design Space, and I'm going to show you what you'll get in this file, and we can go ahead and head that way. I'll see you there.
Okay guys, so this is everything that you're going to find in this file. These two pieces here are for the plastic window if you want to use the acetate to put over the window. This tan piece here, it is a little bit bigger than what I would usually cut it, but I did it that way so we can tear and make our sand look more distressed. So if you want to go ahead and add any additional pieces that you want to add to the file, don't forget to go up and save and name your project. And why don't we get everything cut out and then we'll meet back at the craft table and I'll see you there.
Okay, guys, now that we are back at the craft table, why don't we go ahead and get our cardstock and our pretty pieces we're going to be putting on our card base and our little tiki bar pieces. So that would be this piece, the roof, this little mechanism here we'll need, the other parts that go to the top of the roof, and I think that's everything. So why don't we go ahead and just move our tiki bar pieces aside, and we can work on our card base. Okay, so for this piece, why don't we go ahead and work the score line in the middle of our card base. So let's do that. Okay, now that we have our score line worked, what we can do is open our card up, and we are going to place our sand about right here on each side of our score lines. And then these will lay on the cardstock like so. Okay, so this will be kind of like a little island. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, but I'm also going to distress some to try to make this look more like sand. So I'm going to do that and then put them on. So I'm just going to take some of this distress ink. It's called frayed burlap, and it's just ink I've had laying around. You could take brown and do it too. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, guys, so this is what mine is looking like so far. Now what we can do is put our card base aside, and we can get our little tiki bar. And what we can do is, first thing is, we can work all of our score lines. So this one we can just fold back and forth. It will end up being a mountain fold. And then the two at the end of this will be a mountain fold. We got the one in the center. and then the two down at the opposite end, which will both be mountain folds. And then while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and snip my corners. And then the same thing down here. We want to do it at a slant. Then where our bar is, we can fold that one forward. So it should look like that. And then we're going to take our little legs and fold those down too. So they look like that. Okay. And then we'll take our little legs here and we're going to fold those score lines. When we put our legs on, you don't want this folded down like so. Okay. You want this straight up. And then we're going to fold our little legs down right here. Then we'll take our piece with the fold at the bottom, and we want to put it on the leg like so. And it should end just at our score line here. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this up. So we have that finished. And if we want to use the windows to put more drinks at the bar, then what we're going to do is lay this where it's at just about the top, like so. And if you notice here, we have a little space where it's not all the way down. And we want that so we'll be able to slip our bar piece through. Okay? And we just need enough to get the paper through. So I'm going to go ahead and put tape on my edges here. So there we have it. And we have enough room from the front for our little piece for our bar to go on top. Now that we have our acetate on, we can fold our flap down on this side and the opposite end and give it some glue on our tab and adhere it to the other side. So why don't we do that? And you just need to make sure you've laid it properly, and I just do moving it back and forth. It should lay nicely. Then let's take our top of our roof and work those score lines. There's 4 of them. Then once we get it worked, one tab will go on the left side and one tab will go on the right. And the same thing with our 2 tabs at the end. You know, one going one way and one going the opposite way. And it needs to set straight up like this with our 2 tabs, the larger tabs on top. And then what we're going to do is take glue and put on this end tab and line it right up to the roof of our house. Like so. And we're going to just put a little glue on here and then put it down and do the same thing to the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. And then once you have it on, you should be able to lay your house down very nice and neat. Now, we'll set this piece aside and get our roof pieces here. So we have a score line in the middle, so let's work that. And then our little roof pieces, I like to glue mine on first and then distress them, but you could distress them before you put them on. Um, you could take, if you have one of these, and you could just kind of curl the ends up like so. But I like to put mine on first. So I'm going to start here at the bottom, and however far you want it to hang over. So if you look, it will line up right the same as the edge here. If you want it to go a little bit over, you could. That's about how I'm going to do mine. And we're just going to put a little glue on this edge up here and then place it down. And the same thing all the way up for the other two. And then we'll do the other side. So let's put this down. And then for the second one, you just want it overlapping the next one. That's how the second one's looking. And let's go ahead and put the last one on. And there's the last one. So let's just do the other side. Then once we have our roof on, you can take and distress it if you want to. And I just take my fingers and just work it through it until I like what it looks like. And then what we can do is put our roof on. So we want our two bottom pieces kissing each other, our little tabs, and we have our two flaps like so. So what we're going to do is put a little glue on this side, and we are just going to bump our tab up to our score line of our roof. Okay, so you'll have it looking like something like that, and the same thing on this side. So it's up almost to our score line like so. You want your roof centered, so try to center it as best as you can. And we'll put a little glue on this tab and then fold it down and then turn it over and do the other side. So why don't we go ahead and do that. And then when we open it, we have our cute little tiki bar. It's looking good, guys. So now let's get our card. So this is the front of my card. What I've learned is I put it on backwards earlier. So if we want it to open like the front to us like this, we need to make sure we're putting it at the bottom towards us with the windows facing towards us and down here. And we're going to do it the same way. We'll have our edge of our tabs down here in the edge of our score lines in the middle of our card. Then once you find where you want it, you just don't want it outside of your card. Then this piece, you need to lay it flat down like so. So your tabs are at your line. And we are going to place glue on these two tabs and this tab here, and then fold our card shut. So let's do that. And then we can just turn it over and do the same thing to our other side. And you want to give this a minute for your glue to set, because you don't want your legs to come up. And when we open it, just go slow to make sure. Okay, guys, so this is what it's looking like. Isn't that so cute? I just love this. And, we have some extra character on our card because I didn't want to waste all my paper. So, down here, you can see, but that's okay. So, now we have our little window piece on this side. I didn't do it on this side because I didn't want to put that many drinks over there. So when you're opening your card, if any of your corners are catching, you can take something, if you have a pencil, this, and you just want to roll it over to make that corner a little curve in it. And if you want, you could just go ahead and do all four corners. And I just think it just gives it a little bit more character with them curled under like that. And then it also helps when we go to fold our card up, it's not catching. So now let's get our bar pieces that look like this. And these just slide right in like so. So what we can do is put a little glue either on this or our top of our bar here, is up to you, and then just place it on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Look how adorable that is. I love it. And that's our little bar top. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And this side I put the little plastic window so I can put more drinks, and you'll just slide it underneath like so, and it'll sit right there. So let's glue this one on. And there we have it. Now let's get our sandbars out. And I'm going to double mine up because this paper I have, it's kind of flimsy. And I just feel like it'll be a bit more sturdy by doubling it up. So I'm going to go ahead, if you cut both of these, I'm going to glue two of them together to make it sturdier. So let's do that. Now for our sandbar, you can set them wherever you want. And I think I'm going to set one of mine right here against the bar like so. And when you go to put things on it, you just need to make sure that whatever you're putting here is not going outside and not affecting your roof. So I'm going to put a little glue right here and then glue it to my little tiki bar. And there we have a little sandbar. And I think my other one I'm going to put back here on this side. Like so. Now what we really have left to do is just decorate. So I think I'm going to go decorate, and then I'll be back to show you what I did with my card. I'll see you in just a sec. guys, so this is the end result of the card that we made together, and it just says sending lots of, and we open it up and we have all this goodness, sandy hugs and salty kisses. And y'all, look how cute this is. Look at all the drinks at the bar on that side, the flamingos. We have some shells here, and then the name of the bar is Aloha. And then we have two little more drinks. But one of my favorite things I decided to do is look at the side. It says Aloha Tiki Bar. I just think that is so cute. I just love it. And then I did some leaves right there at the top. And then we have two more flamingos on this side and a little turtle in the water and a shell. And then, of course, on the back, we have a place we can write a message. And I love how we just tore this and how it gave it this little like distressed look. I really like that. I'm going to use this again. And the palm trees back here with the coconuts. I just love it. Of a little towel. So there was this weasel that walked up to the tiki bar, and the bartender says, "Wow, I've never served a weasel before. What would you like?" Pop goes the weasel. Guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and crafting with me. Don't forget to stop by next week to see what's popping and dropping. Bye.